Poetry is a specific practice of writing poems, whereas poetics is nothing less than how you put stuff together. And that is the abiding interest that defines all of the work. While there's no narrative, there is an accumulation of incident. I'm a filmmaker and I'm really more interested in incident over plot, which is something that's relevant to the video that's showing in Camden Arts Center, titled Before and After, Still in Progress, which is a compilation of documentations of performances that I've done over the past 10 years.
I am dancing around a lot of issues right now. I am feeling the danger of the stage.
It's a great opportunity for me to make this show at Camden Arts Center, titled There a Feeling, which is the English translation of a line from a poem by Paul Celan. The poem is named Heimkehr, or Homecoming.
This is the fast I want. All people are your kin.
I see my art, whether it's in print form or writing or video, sculpture, as iterations of a set of protocols that are developed dependent upon the site of exhibition. So the Camden show was an invitation that came with an invitation to also show at the Bonner Kunstverein in Bonn, Germany, which is called Dort ein Gefühl, which is the German line of the Celan poem, translated as There a Feeling. Continuous red line is a half-inch line that is installed horizontally 3 inches from the floor through every space in the interior of the exhibition. It's unique because every time it's installed, it adopts the proportions of the architecture. It's my hope that from each room to each room, these are more like passages in a musical composition, or movements in a musical composition.
You will be like a watered garden, an unfailing spring. You will rebuild yourselves. You will restore foundations laid long ago. You will be known as one who restores what has fallen. Long-time survivor of HIV disease.
Debris Fields, which is the work that you see when you enter the show, is a suite of 24 poems that are installed in a way to suggest a memorial. The debris field is the area of wreckage that is searched for surviving objects and people. And so the piece Debris Fields is very much about a memorialization of things, or rather relations to things, significant relations to things. I became very interested in Baroque clouds, the kinds of clouds one sees in churches, Baroque churches. Baroque clouds don't really look like clouds in nature. They're codified in a way a lot of tropes of the Baroque are, so they really look more like Baroque cloud emojis. For the first time, I'm replicating tree protectors from my neighborhood in Brooklyn. The fact that the monoprints themselves are hung on tree protectors all has resonances, reverberations around an ancient Jewish meditational practice of taking the 4 letters of what's called the Tetragrammaton, which is the unpronounceable name of God, and moving them in and out in one's mind's eye to create different shapes and configurations. In the notebooks, we see the process that I engage in daily, which is a mixture of writing and drawing, or rather, I'm trying to defeat the distinction between writing and drawing. And so the drawings are made up of letters spelling out the Tetragrammaton, but in more or less abstracted ways. and coincide with or exist alongside a daily practice of writing poetry. I am presenting a wall painting of an excerpt of a poem by the American modernist poet H.G. Doolittle, who wrote in the 20th century. The poem is an excerpt from a larger poem titled "The Walls Do Not Fall," which was written when H.D. was living in London during the Blitz in mid-20th century, and is about the horrors of war and the bombing. How do we look at this poem now, regard it in a way that resonates with the catastrophes we witness and face today? I see a show like They're Feeling at Camden as a unified proposition. It doesn't totally add up necessarily because it refers to other iterations of works and plays with the chronology of works within my practice and refers to external conditions that are my concern. However, I do think an exhibition is itself the work, not the individual pieces, but all of the work that falls within the framework of the exhibition.